Hey, happy Monday to you. This is Gina with Starr's Touch Heartfelt Healing coming at you from northern Minnesota. So I have an important subject to talk about today. I haven't thought about it for a while until I actually had a new bite. I don't know for sure where it came from. I've been feeding animals, a little bit here and there, and we've had snow on the ground. So I know I'm fully aware that you can have ticks, even though the snow is barely melted. They come alive right away. And so that's really an important message for everybody out there. I also was helping watch a dog that a person was in the hospital, and I went over, and this particular dog is outdoors and then comes indoors. And so my very first bite I ever had was from having my dog sleeping in the house. And a lot of times when we put frontline on our pets, what happens is the ticks crawl off them onto us. So I have no idea where I received this bite, but I did feel it in the middle of the night. It's kind of interesting because normally with a tick bite, ticks have a saliva that they can actually numb. And when they bite you, you may never feel it, and you may not see it either. Sometimes there's no rash. It could be anywhere on the back of your head, in places where you can't even notice. So this is kind of a preventative type video and an after the fact situation. Again, I did receive a bite in the middle of the night. I felt something, and it was actually one where I could feel it. It felt like a little razor blade, just a ding on my inner thigh. And I thought, couldn't be, first thing, couldn't be. I'm so tired. I'm not even going to think about this. And I woke up to a rash on my inner thigh. And now bullseyes are very obvious. That's Lyme disease right away, but a lot of times it's not a bullseye. It can be just like a size of a lemon. It can be any size. It can be something where you don't get a rash at all. But I'm going to show this so that it is possible to get something like this. If you can see that, looks like a purple softball. And that's a few days later. I had this happen a couple days ago. I didn't want to wreck all this fun stuff going on in astrology with my bite, but I have been hitting it hard. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a naturopath. I am just a typical person that has been through this so many times. And last year I had a bite too, and I thought it was a bee bite, and no, it was a tick. So trying to prevent getting bit is one thing, but once you do get bit, it's a whole nother thing. First thing I'm going to talk about is I right away brewed up some chaga. I have a video online for chaga, and I can attach it to this one. You can buy chaga in capsules at the health food store. You can get chunks of it and put it in a crock pot, put water in there and just let it sit for like 8 hours. It comes out to where it looks kind of like coffee. And normally I wouldn't take more than like 1/8 of a cup of this stuff because it's pretty potent. And for me, I don't need that much. Some people can drink it a lot more, like all day. It has lots of vitamins and things. So it's good to check with your doctor, check with your naturopath, whoever you generally work with on that kind of thing. But I took a 1/2 a cup of chaga that day. The very day that I realized I woke up with that, I drank down a 1/2 of a cup, and I've been drinking a 1/2 a cup every day since. Do I know the right amount? No, it's different for everyone. But for any time you think that you've had a bite, you have to do something. I mean, go to the doctor, do something, because this stuff is such difficult stuff to deal with. The other thing that I did is I took my typical olive leaf extract. Olive leaf extract is excellent for viral, bacterial. It's good for so many things. I have a Epstein-Barr issue, so that even controls the viral while I'm trying to kill anything that might be in my system right now with this new bite. I take lysine. Lysine is something that also will help if you have Epstein-Barr, if you have some kind of viral issues going on and you have a new bite. It's just good to keep everything in check a little bit. And these are just things I do. So again, check with a naturopath, whatever. I just want to make sure that I'm not a doctor, but I want you to understand what I do just in case it helps somebody somehow. I also like ashwagandha root. I take that almost every day. And I take milk thistle. Milk thistle is one of my favorite things because it cleanses my liver. So when I'm killing any kind of bacteria, viral, or anything in my system, then I know that this is going to help clean out my liver so that I can, handle having the stuff processed through better. And I drink celery juice in the morning. I do blueberry smoothies. The medical medium has tons of recipes for different smoothies that are good for detoxifying the liver. I know I'm talking fast, but I'll put it all in the description box below. It is important for you to know that when you go for a walk in the woods, for sure, if you're going to go somewhere where you know that there's ticks, it's damp, there's leaves, tucking your pants inside your boot or your shoes and socks, tucking in your socks and spraying permethrins around your boots or permethrin around your socks and your shoe. This is something you can do when, especially if you're going hunting or whatever. Definitely then I'll put the spelling of that in the notes. It's something that definitely is, the ticks don't like it. A lot of things these days they can be very immune to. A lot of the old type sprays don't always necessarily work anymore. And there are some really great natural remedies too. They don't like tea tree oil. You can mix up some natural remedies with tea tree oil. And I'll put a few more of those types of things in the notes as well. So it's just one of those things that we are dealing with, and I want everyone to try to protect yourself. But also another thing that I have been doing, which is probably helping me through this time right now, is that I've been drinking chaga daily. And for myself, that's a good little preventative too, because we don't know if we're going to get a bite. And sometimes if you never know you did get a bite, you're at least doing stuff that builds that immune system so that it might actually take care of it without you even knowing it. And that's kind of neat too. If you don't have Epstein-Barr, you don't have those types of things going on, you may be able to tolerate that tick bite. You know, tick bites don't always affect everyone. That's the crazy thing about it. It's kind of like you have a trauma or a death, or you have some kind of car accident, and then all of a sudden your body just gets hit really hard because, you know, then it gives your immune system a drop where all this stuff can creep in. So it's really good to do things that will help build that immune system. And I really believe in chaga. I'm lucky enough to where it grows on trees up here, but there is a way to get that at the health food store. And again, you know, talk to your doctor or naturopath. Some of these items are just stuff that I really love. I took a little bit of Andrographis also. I put 1/8 of a teaspoon in some warm water. Andrographis is a good one for killing viral. And this here is cat's claw, and that also kills that type of stuff. So I put about 1/8 of a teaspoon in some warm water and drank it down a couple times in the day. We're not all going to be able to tolerate the same things, but there's a lot of things out there that can really help to keep you from getting hit with the symptoms that you just, you know, once you get this stuff and it gets out of your bloodstream and it's able to go to your different joints and your organs and things, it's just so difficult to treat. So it's good to go after it right away. This is a tick puller. Another thing, just really good for like if you have pets or even, you know, on yourself. You're going to get up and underneath the head of that tick and pull it straight out, even with the tweezers. You don't want to squeeze the belly of the tick because that pushes the actual, all the illness, disease, whatever's in that tick can be pushed right back into your body. So it's good to pull that straight up and out right by the mouth of the tick. So I am guilty of, yes, feeding birds and stuff over the winter. I've had a lot of videos where I do Reiki with animals. I love animals. But it's so important once spring comes, kind of really pay attention to where you're walking. If you're walking where you have that bird seed down, it's possible that rodents could come up to eat that bird seed and then also drop ticks, and they can attach to your shoes. You know, it's so much to think about, and I know nobody really wants to hear about this stuff. I know I'm kind of at the point where it's just like I was doing a lot of Reiki, doing a lot of things that really makes me happy, and astrology and having fun with all that. But you know what? This is a serious thing. And I need people to know that you have to protect yourself because it's dreadful to have this. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and put everything in the notes. And if I think of any extra stuff, I'll put it down in the description box. And I'm glad that we were able to have this video. I wanted you to see the rash so that you know that if you get a bruise on your leg and you didn't hurt yourself, it very well could be a tick rash. It's possible, and it's important right away then to go to the doctor, do something so that you can keep from having all the terrible symptoms that can arise after the fact. So, please reach out to me if you have any questions. I love comments. I hope I didn't forget anything. It's just I get so passionate, I talk too fast when I think about this stuff. So, anyway, I hope you have a great Monday and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you so much.